Wah-doo-doo-doo-doo. Sha-doo-doo-doo-doo. You know it, you love it. Here it comes. Woo! What's going on, everybody? Nick DiVirgilio here. Welcome back to Groovy Thursdays. We've made it to groove number 24, and I'm really excited about this little groove. The song is called Aqualung, from the record Aqualung, from the band Jethro Tull, and the original drummer is Clive Bunker. Let's do it. What makes this groove so special is the simplicity in it all. But simple doesn't always mean easy, because it's all about the attitude and the fire and how you hit the drums playing this simple little fill within this groove. What's cool about this also is that what he's doing is typically a drum fill in drumming. Bugga-da-goom, bugga-da-goom. We'll get into what the bugga-da-goom means in just a second, but it's usually a fill. And a bunch of drummers back in the day played that fill. John Bonham loved this little triplet fill. Keith Moon loved it. Mitch Mitchell, who Clive was a fan of for sure. Who else? Carmine Appice, or Appice, however you say it. Drummers of that ilk back then all utilized this fill. But Clive is the only one that I know that put it in a groove for a song, not just a drum fill at the end of something. So it makes it really special because of that. And then it's all about attitude and how you hit the drums. And I gotta tell you, if you just play this groove, play along with the song, you're gonna have a great time, because it's powerful in such a cool way. So with all that being said, let's get into it. The groove's in 4/4 time, right around 126 BPM. And how I have it written out here in the transcription is that you play the groove for 6 bars, and then there's a bar of drum fill. And I just did that because that's how it goes in the song. Each verse phrase is 6 bars long, and then he has the fill, and then it repeats again. So you can just play this groove over and over and over again. You don't have to play it just 6 times, but that's kind of how it's written out in the song. The kick drum is just playing 8th notes all the way through. Boom, 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 boom. Nice and powerful, even if you can do it. Good volume with each stroke. The snare drum and the crash cymbal are on beat 3 of every bar, so that's a halftime backbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, boosh, 1, 2, bam. And what's cool about that is, and what I suggest you do, if you can do it, especially if you're alone and you don't care what kind of faces you make, on that backbeat on beat 3 of each bar, think of it in your head, it's like the last snare and crash you'll ever play. Just play it with so much passion. Hit the drum hard, and the crash cymbal. Try to break your cymbal. I mean, not literally break your cymbal, but you want to hit it with just fervor. Each time around. That backbeat on beat 3 should just be powerful every time around. And you just go pow and hit it hard. Then the special sauce where the fill is on beat 1 of every bar. Right on beat 1, you play that little triplet fill. So it's right, left, right, kick. Right, left, right, kick. Da-ga-da-goom, da-ga-da-goom. Right, left, right, kick. Right, left, right, kick. Pretty simple. You can do that fill anywhere on your drum kit. He's keeping it all on the toms in the song, which kind of adds to the flavor and the sound and the vibe of the whole thing. But you can do this fill between your snare and your toms. You've heard a lot of other drummers do it that way. But for the tune of Aqualung, keep it on your toms. And what I did in the demo is, since I have 4 toms here on my kit here in my room, I kind of went around all the toms just to kind of get the coordination around my kit. But if you just have a 4-piece kit, it's totally fine. Whatever you have, it can work, but keep it on the toms and just do that right, left, right kick. Digga-da-goom, 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 ka, digga-da-goom, ka. And Think about that little triplet fill as a little bit softer than the backbeat on beat number 3, than the snare hit on beat 3. So you go ka, oh, pow. I get so into it because I really love this groove and how unique it is. Tell me that you've heard another song that has a groove like this that's consistent, uses a little triplet fill and just a backbeat on beat 3, and it's so powerful along with that iconic guitar riff. It's super cool. And that's really all there is to say about this groove. It's 6 bars long. You have a bar of drum fill after that. Repeat it again. Again, it's all about the passion and how you hit the drums. You can think of this as a consistency exercise too when you're in your practice room. You know, you just do it for 5 minutes, but just getting that feel of the triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting that consistent each time. Nice, powerful kick drums on each 8th note. So it's really like driving the beat forward. And then that just crack of the snare and the crash cymbal on beat 3 each time. Film and record yourself playing this groove. Post it up. I really would love to see it. But for your own education of yourself and your own playing, watch yourself and listen to yourself back. See what kind of facial expressions you're making each time you hit that snare and crash cymbal on beat 3. What do you look like when you're playing that triplet fill on beat 1? Now, of course, the sound is more important than what you look like when you're playing, but it's also part of the whole thing. Your vibe as a musician, your facial expressions, your body language, all of that stuff goes into what the drums actually sound like. You know, it all flows through your body and then onto your instrument. So definitely watch yourself back and see what you look like, and then maybe change it up a little bit. Maybe just go to extremes and make big old funny faces each time you hit that crash on beat 3, just to see what it's like. Again, practice these little things. Then when you take them to the gig, you know, you won't be thinking about what your facial expressions are at the gig, but it'll all come across in the sound and the vibe of you behind your instrument and what it sounds like to the audience. And there you go, groove number 24 in our Groovy Thursdays hang. If you like what's going on here at Groovy Thursdays, I ask that you like this video, share it with all your friends, subscribe to the channel, bring on the comments and suggestions for future grooves, and join me here next week for groove number 25. We made it all the way to 25 next week. I'm really excited. We'll see you then, everybody. Cheers.